Good Sunday afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to my mini sketchbook tour of 2024. This is week number 25, I believe. So let's get into it. The first spread, just some more people that I love sketching. This is my coworker, Yanni. If you don't recognize him by now, you're going to have to flip through some past sketchbook tours to familiarize yourself with his face. But he's always a good subject to draw during my lunch break because he really doesn't move, nor does he care that I'm sketching him. So he's really not self-conscious about the whole act of me putting him down on paper. And this particular lady, I think, was done at the food court. Yeah, I could tell by the table. And what suddenly comes to mind, I remember trying to sketch her, and she was sitting by herself at the table, and I think her son comes up and sits like right over here, and he kind of like looked back at me, and I think he knew I was sketching his mother, and he informed her, and she had, I think, the best reaction to that news, because she didn't directly look at me, but she got angry at the news, and suddenly she got up and left. So that is what potentially could happen when I'm sketching people in public, that they don't like it and they just walk off. That is the risk. But other times people just embrace it and just sort of like really don't care that I'm sketching them. And that's the other thing about sketching people in public, or just sketching in general, sketching from life, is that it imprints a memory into my brain of what happened during that scenario. This in itself, if I saw that drawing in another person's sketchbook, I'd be like, oh, that's a decent drawing. But because it's my sketchbook and I did that drawing, I have this memory associated with this lady. So I think until the day I die, and if I were to look back at that drawing, that memory will always come back, and I'll always have a chuckle about that. More people. I think I've mentioned in the past that I will never sketch on the bus again, but this particular gentleman was sketched on the bus. We were waiting to depart from the bus station, so I had a few minutes of stillness when the bus wasn't moving, so I got this guy down. And then I believe this guy was done on the subway. Transportation drawings, yes, that is the theme for this week's sketchbook tour. And looking back at it now, I have a tendency to elongate people's arms, or just elongate people in general. So I'm going to have to be much more aware of that that tendency that I have. So that's another stab at a man in profile. So this spread, if you see my past sketchbook videos, I have this fascination. Well, not a fascination, but a sort of I like how Franklin Booth depicts clouds in pen and ink. He probably used a dip pen with a finer point. I only have my fountain pen on a broad nib. So this is the result of being inspired by Franklin Booth again. These clouds, and I think the top part worked out really well. And I'm going to have to try to get a better handle on how to draw these sort of marshmallow puffy clouds. I don't know what the true scientific name of those types of clouds are, but if you know what they are, drop a comment in the comment section below. And then another sort of tendency I have right now are drawing great white sharks in different from different angles, and I thought I'd cram more imagery into this spread. This next one was just purely from imagination. I think I started with the idea of drawing clouds, and then this particular gentleman, this particular entity came into being. And I actually know where this comes from. I drew an earlier version of this in charcoal, I think in this sketchbook or the previous sketchbook. It's based on a demon from the Japanese No theater. It's a demon mask basically, and I sort of made it as a actual being without the mask on a human being, if that makes any sense. And of course, a demon would never be a demon without a pet pig on a leash. So that's where that came from. And I was just, there we go, reintroducing the great white shark into this drawing spread as well. Don't ask me about the guy with the binoculars in the background. Don't know where that came from. But heck, it's just a sketchbook, so things like that are allowed in the spread. Moving on. Ah, yes, right. So this is the scene from my apartment. Great series of cloud formations, and I tried to get it down quickly. And the funny thing about clouds is that they don't stay still for you. So the minute I looked down to draw my sketchbook and looked back up, the formations had shifted position. But this is a quick sketch of the cloud formations on June 23rd. And the last drawing from this particular week of week 25, again, introducing the great white shark, carried by a bunch of pallbearers, I guess. That was the idea I was aiming for. The shark was dead, and these people were carrying it to its grave. So that is it, folks. That is the weird week of drawings from week 25. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, again, drop me a line in the comment section below. I hope you had a great week. I hope you will have a great week. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.